This program on investing under regulation crowdfunding is not investment advice.
Rising with the crowd, power unbound, change makers lead where hope is found. Superpowers for good, shaping the fate. Investors and dreamers open the gate. Supercross stands loud, proud and true, building tomorrow for me and you.
Have you noticed that there is more and more talk about hemp all the time? It's an exciting space that's so environmentally friendly. It's really growing, wonderful stuff. And there's another opportunity for you to invest. We're going to talk to the founder today of Victory Hemp Foods. Stick around. You don't want to miss this episode. Now, welcome to Supercrowd Presents Superpowers for Good. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe, and our guest today is Chad Rosen, the CEO and founder of Victory Hemp Foods. Chad, welcome to the show.
Hey, Devin. Thanks for having me.
Man, we're thrilled to have you. We're thrilled to have you. You know, Victory Hemp Foods is not, in the truest sense of the word, a startup. This is an operating business, more than a decade of experience. Give us kind of a recap of what you're doing business-wise these days.
Sure, yeah. Well, Victory Hemp Foods, we cold press hemp seeds from North America, and they're the freshest hemp hearts in the world. They're very nutritionally dense, packed protein and oils. And our ingredients are used around the world by some of the top brands. And those brands are making anything from nutritional bars to protein-rich beverages for their customers. And those customers are the ones that are reading the ingredient labels. They're looking at the nutritional panel and they're asking questions about how their ingredients are sourced. And so Victory is a B2B food ingredient manufacturer.
That's fantastic. And let's go back in time. I realize, you must have been 14 when you started this business, but if you can take us back, how did this get started? Give us a little of the history.
Sure. Well, like every good founder story, fools rush in, I think. I actually started the business in 2014 when they passed legislation in Washington that legalized industrial hemp and basically defined it in the cannabis sativa family as anything that has less than 0.3% THC in the cannabis family became industrial hemp. And my thesis was that there was going to be a lot of demand for companies to supply folks that were looking for U.S. grown, transparently sourced food ingredients. And so it would be great for farmers here in the U.S. to have a manufacturer who could help bring their products to market. And so in 2014, 2015, I locked arms with 6 different farmers across 3 different counties here in the Bluegrass. And we grew about 160 acres. And I bought some soy, wheat, legume processing equipment and started making hemp hearts, hemp oil, and hemp protein powder. We sold it at the farmers markets. We sold it at the local Krogers and natural food retailers. And we got a great idea of what customers liked about the product and what they didn't like about the product. What they loved about the product was the hemp hearts. They loved the nutrition. They loved the flavor of the hemp hearts. What they didn't like so much was the protein powder. The protein powder, at the time we were making it, is how it's largely made across North America and the world today. You take the full hemp seed with the shell on it and you put it through an expeller press. And it'd be akin to making you a banana smoothie, but not taking the peel off, right? And so at Victory, what we do is we take the hemp seed, we take the shell off, and then we crush the hemp heart and we separate the oil and the protein into 2 different fractions. And so what you get is this white, lightly flavored, slightly nutty protein powder that's about 70% concentrate, has a lot of the amino acids that our body needs to function, like all 9 essential amino acids. It's got a lot of L-arginine, has a lot of manganese, micro nutrients, manganese, magnesium and iron, and it's just terrific for athletes. And then on the other side, the oil has the ideal ratio of omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. So we found that we needed to develop a process because no one was processing it that way, and so we spent about 6 years essentially developing a process that we were able to scale. We got a patent for it, which was granted to us by the USPTO, and that protects the way that we manufacture it. We have a process that's continuous; it's not batch, and we're able to scale it infinitely. The more product that we manufacture, the higher, the more leverage we get on our operating margins. So we continue to sell more and get more customers who are buying more.
That's amazing. Now, it seems to me that I read that you are now, at the point where you can do 4 million pounds a year. Is that right? It seems like that's a pretty meaningful scale.
Yeah, you would think. But the truth is that 4,000 pounds of hemp seed comes from 4,000 acres. We roughly harvest about 1,000 pounds per acre. And when you contrast that to just corn and soybeans, we grow about 180 million acres of corn and beans here in the United States alone. Canola is a 20 million acre crop, close to 23 million in North America alone. So 4,000 acres is really just a grain of sand on the beach of agriculture, and that's, I think, that's typical of any crop when it kind of gets going. But the challenge is that you really need to be at scale in order to have a viable business that has the economies of scale that it can compete directly with these other commoditized crops. And I think that the value proposition that Victory presents is that we have enough value in our crop due to the different parts of it that we're valorizing, that we are able to compete with some of these major commodities like corn and soybeans and canola. As far as the protein goes, it's a non-allergen. It goes really well in gluten-free products. The oil is tremendous for heart health, brain health. We're able to charge more than, say, your soybean oil, your other seed oils. And then the hulls are something that we have a technology that we've developed that allow us to convert those hulls into a sweetener. And so we're valorizing all three parts of the seed, which is really important from utilization of COGS. It gives us better profit margin, but additionally, the hemp plant has other uses. So the stalks are pretty infamous or notorious for being able to be used in products like hemp wood and textiles, clothing, and so there's different value proposition for all the parts of the plant that it allows us to not be a subsidized crop. To introduce some biodiversity to farmers who are just growing corn on corn on corn on corn, or maybe just growing corn and soybeans. And it has a different root structure. It's a great way to break up pest and weed cycles. So yeah, I think that there's a tremendous argument for hemp, and the 4,000 acres that we're growing right now is really just the beginning.
And there are a whole bunch of other benefits. I think hemp uses less water than some other crops. Is that right? Am I making that up?
No, it's true.
It seems like it's a great product with environmental benefits, health benefits.
Yep.
What do you see as the ultimate potential given its tremendous value?
Well, I think that it can be a 20 million acre crop for sure. Now, as it relates to its ability to utilize water, it uses more water than some crops, and it uses a lot less than others. It's much better than cotton. It's much better than corn. It's not as good as, say, sorghum, which is grown in a lot of the dry places in the West, in the mountainous West, before the Rockies, like Kansas, Nebraska. So it's really about what the right crop is for the right region. And the beauty of industrial hemp is it gives farmers another opportunity to introduce a new crop, enter new markets, break up pest cycles, weed cycles, and have some economic diversity as well as some biodiversity on their farms. We think it's a tremendous crop for export, and it's obviously a tremendous crop for food ingredients to feed consumers healthy food. There's a lot of chatter about the Maha movement, and Victory and our ingredients check all the boxes for food manufacturers that are not only looking for healthy ingredients, but also looking for healthy ingredients from places that they can trust, places where they can point to on a map, and they know that the inspectors that are coming to our farm and to our farms and our manufacturing plant are third party validated and have validity behind them.
Yeah. Now right now you're raising on WeFunder. This is kind of an exciting milestone for you. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to raise on WeFunder.
I love the fact that WeFunder calls it a community round. We've been doing this, as I said, for 10 years, and we have a deep bench of tremendous investors. We have great angels. We have friends and family. We have a couple VCs who have put money into the business, and it's taken us really far. It's allowed us to develop technology. It's allowed us to build out a supply chain. It's allowed us to validate our customers and our price points and get more material into the marketplace. The next step is really to kind of unlock and scale the business. And I think one of the hallmarks of scaling any business is access to capital. It's absolutely fundamental for a business like ours that is, let's just call it asset heavy. We need to buy equipment. We need to put that equipment in a building. We use electricity to run that equipment. We have raw materials that we pay farmers for. So it's different than a kind of software play. But at the end of the day, consumers eat 3 meals a day. And at the end of every bite, or on every bite, there's proteins, lipids, and sweeteners, right? Fats, proteins, and sweeteners. So, I think that what we're doing is something that everyone can participate in. Everyone has a connection to food. And we thought that this is something that having a really broad investor base would allow us to scale the business quicker and would allow us to reach more customers. We really wanted to indicate to the capital markets that retail investors can understand and participate, would like to participate in watching the success of a business like ours bring products to market that they feel good about. Also, I think it's a vote of confidence, and it's a way to vote with your dollar for the change that you want to see. So if people are interested in regenerative farming and regenerative agriculture, in soil health, in supporting communities, in rural communities, then Victory is the ideal place to put an investment. Not only are you going to do good, but you'll do well as well.
Yeah, and this is really a great opportunity for people to participate, and so you've got great traction. So I think it's important for those who are watching to check it out quickly, because if you fill up your round, there'll be no opportunity later. So we want to encourage people to react quickly. Go check it out. Move quickly. I've too often in my time doing crowdfunding investing missed out on some of the sexiest deals because they can fill up quickly. You've got great traction, so we want to make sure people check it out promptly. Listen, Chad, we got to take a quick break, but we'll come right back. Folks, I'm here with Chad Rosen, CEO and founder of Victory Hemp Foods, really an amazing company. It's been around for a while. This is not a rank startup, real business, raising money on WeFunder. Check it out at s4g.biz/victory. We're going to take a pause. When we come back, we're going to talk to Chad about his superpower, so stick around. You don't want to miss this.
Download a free copy of How to Make Money with Impact Crowdfunding. the book Sarah Hanks describes as
a fantastic overview, not just of crowdfunding investing, but of investing in general.
Andrew Savikas raved,
"This book offers unparalleled insights for anyone looking to make a difference."
Scan the QR code to get your copy.
Save the date for Super Green Live, the global event on sustainability and green innovation, January 22nd through 24th, 2026.
Struggling to raise capital for your business? Unlock the power of the crowd with AI. My free guide, Crowdfunding Made Simple, walks you through every step to success. Get funded smarter, faster. Scan the QR code now for your free download.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with Chad Rosen, CEO and founder of Victory Hemp Foods. We've had such a great conversation with him about the business and the market, the growing market for hemp, and the exciting things that are there, and his offer, his raise on WeFunder. Check it out. We're going to shift gears now to talk to Chad about his superpower, so stick around. Chad, I'm so impressed by the impact you're having, the difference you're making in Kentucky, bringing together the community to rally around this environmentally friendly product and crop, supporting local farmers. I mean, the impact just ripples and ripples. And of course, you can see your products being used around the world. This is amazing. It's a big deal. What is your superpower? What is your superpower?
Devin, it seems like there's some news story every other day about how the food system is changing, how it needs to change, or it's being forced to change. Food dyes, preservatives, ultra-processed foods, everything that major food manufacturers have relied on for years to make their products is being scrutinized. And in many cases, it's for good reason. The industrial food ingredients are often processed in a way that boils off nutrients and strips foods of the benefits that we need. And they're just scratching to meet the lowest safety threshold set by domestic regulatory agencies that are overwhelmed, underfunded, and highly influenced by special interest in many cases. So, better access to health and nutrition is a necessity. We got 1 billion people that are regularly going to bed hungry, while 30% of the world's population is obese. So undernutrition and overnutrition remain systemic challenges. And with an estimated 1 in 5 global deaths related to diet, this is a problem that, we hope that we can have a small impact on. That and the world's population is projected to grow, continue growing. And it's growing even faster. And food, water, and energy demand is expected to be in more demand as we have more consumers that are more affluent. And so it's a question of what we're consuming and how it's produced. And that's really important to us. So our products deliver really nutrient-dense foods to our consumers, and we remain focused on improving how we operate. That's a really important part of our commitment, and that comes to life through sustainable sourcing programs that establish farm-level partnerships, prioritizing regenerative agriculture, and offering premiums above commodity crop prices. So we empower our employees, which is what we do at home, to build meaningful careers with us. And we process our ingredients without chemicals, and that preserves the nutritional integrity. And so the market doesn't have to take our word for it. We follow the Ecovitus global standards that measure our impact. And that means that there's no doubt that doing good and doing business go hand in hand at Victory. So I think how we operate our business is as important as being a profitable business here for us.
Excellent. So what's your superpower? What's your superpower?
Our superpower.
Your superpower, not ours. Yours. I'm talking
my personal superpower? Oh man, grit. It's without a doubt having grit. It's the ability to look at a letdown and turn it around, or know that it's not a letdown if you give it some time. That keeps you going, that keeps you grinding. That's the grittiness that you need to hang in there. We've been doing this for over a decade. And I would say that every business has its time, and some just quit before they get there. When you really believe in what you're doing and you know that you have a solution, there's an easy path, but certainly, carving it yourself as an entrepreneur is never going to be an easy path. So my superpower is certainly grit. I would say the other superpower is empowering people. I have a team of folks that I'm surrounded by that are hyper intelligent, that are just experts in their field. And I've been able to collect this group of experts, and they direct their little fiefdom of food manufacturing across sales and marketing, agronomy, genetics, manufacturing, food quality, safety. All these parts of our business come together through a team of highly experienced, super intelligent folks. And I'm more proud to be supported in the way that I am by my team.
That's great. Let's talk a little bit more about your grit, though, quickly. Can you think of a time? In the last 11 years, I suspect there's been a moment or two. What's a specific example of a time when we went, holy crap, this is a problem? And you kind of dug into that grit and overcame the problem. Can you share a story?
Yeah, sure. This is about 3 years ago. We were expecting to get a major investment from an industry partner, and they called into question our technology based on the cost and based on the efficacy. And the process took about 6 months to get to a no. During that time, we had signed an LOI that established an investment price and had basically limited the amount of alternative investment that we could raise. We were kind of in a lock with these guys. At the end of it, they said, we're not going to move forward with this LOI. And it put us in a really difficult position because we had told our investor base that we had a path forward, and that path forward was based on a technology, and a partner in the industry basically said this technology is not viable and we're walking away from the deal. And over that 6 months, we hadn't raised any capital from other partners. So we found ourselves in a really tough position with very little cash in the bank and no runway and no viable technology. The technology was viable, but this partner had said that it's not viable for the price tag that we're willing to spend, really. So we had to figure out another solution that was and is what we have deployed today. It's a much more efficient process. It's a much more scalable process. It's a much more profitable process. And it was a fraction of the cost. And the story there, I think the moral of the story is that while we were incredibly disappointed to not move forward with this partner, they're saying no, and us having to scramble to figure out what we were going to do next put us in a position where we had to look at all options before we folded our tent and went home. And in that process, we discovered something that was far more valuable to our business than the path we had been going down.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Great story. One quick tip. Give us one super fast tip for being grittier.
You have to believe that any disappointment is a blessing in disguise. And you have to believe in your heart that that's the case. And you have to believe in what you're doing.
That is such a great tip. Now, as we wrap up, please remind people how they can find your WeFunder campaign, how they can learn more, how they can get your product. I know, we have a few people in the audience who are probably buyers of one form or another who get this product. So
Great.
share, and how can people connect with you?
So they can find us on our website at victoryhempfoods.com. They can find us on the WeFunder site. There's a really easy WeFunder site link to it. It's just S2, what is it? Help me out here.
S4G.biz/victory.
Biz/victory. So it's right there at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, you can get to our WeFunder campaign through that. Right now, we're testing. We're in the testing the waters mode. There's already $250,000 that's been circled in that campaign. Unfortunately, I think that's more than what we put in the offering for the early bird, and we have a limited cap on what we'll be accepting. Under these terms.
Okay, that's a great tip. Hey, listen, we're so grateful that you were on the show. We want to wish you every success.
Thank you so much. Appreciate all your support.
You betcha. Let's do some good.